Hey, welcome everybody to the 4K Lowdown. I am your host, David, and my co-host is
Rich, aka Tuna Fan 77.
Rich. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I
I'm glad to hear that.
working through the madness, as the case may
Right?
be. Um, so we've already got people jumping in. Our good friends Dell.
Oh, what's up, Dell?
What's up, Dell? Ready to hear all about
What's cat?
Thomas and the Magical Railroad? That's right. That just missed the cut. Just missed it. It was so close. And
Movie Hunter.
thank you very much, Movie Hunter. Smash that like button. I would
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks,
that
Movie
too.
Hunter.
We got a love on Facebook,
Oh,
which is awesome.
nice.
So yeah, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at the same time. Um,
So
so
many
this
ways
is
to watch.
so there's so many ways. It's a trifecta of
Yeah.
of watching. Um, so this is episode 3 of our season 2 Sesame Street series. And the letter that we picked is the letter T. And there's a lot of movies that start with the letter T.
Yeah, there is.
Um,
A lot better than.
so a lot better than N.
Yeah.
Um, because it was interesting, but we can't use the word the. That doesn't count. So it had to be the actual title of the movie had to start with T. Um, and it was really interesting when we did our draft. So when
Yeah,
we
it
did
was.
our draft for this show, you went first because I
Yep.
went first with the N's, and your first pick was uh, not a surprise for me. Your first pick was Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah.
um, and that makes total sense because it's like we've been talking about this since it came out.
Mm-hmm.
One of our favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, it is.
Just an amazing film. It's the only film this year that I've watched more than once in the theater.
Yeah.
So, and that's saying a lot because I generally don't do that. Um, and then I countered with kind of a surprise, and that was True Romance
Yeah. I'm
as
glad
my
you picked
first
it.
pick. I'm glad I picked it too.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Arrow release of that
Me too.
once the price dropped, and it was mainly my wife was like, "Oh, look at this cast! You have to get this movie," and I went, "Really?" And so I don't fight it when my wife says I can get a movie. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Um,
That's funny.
so yeah, I really wanted to watch that Arrow 4K and see how the transfer was, and it was nice. It was a good
It
watch.
looks really good.
It
It
did.
was a solid transfer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing that.
Uh,
Um, so then your second pick, again, not a surprise because we talk about this a lot, and this is one movie that you really like, and that was The Town.
yes.
Um, again, great cast, good thriller, nice stuff, great movie. I'm glad you picked it.
Me
It's
too.
definitely worth watching. So that was a really good pick. And then I countered with Terminator 2
Classic.
because that was one that we haven't scored yet. It was like
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the rules is that we can't
Yep.
have previously rescored it, and we never scored Terminator 2. We didn't touch it
Nope.
in our sci-fi or anything. So I was like, "Oh, dude, I've got to pick that." That's like the movie that
Yeah.
starts with T. That was the first thing I really thought of, but I grabbed True Romance first, not knowing that we hadn't scored Terminator 2 because I thought for sure we did.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought we did until
no,
you.
I actually did with Alex when we did
Yeah.
the sci-fi high five, and that was the only time that I scored that. Um, so I'm totally down to score that sucker.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
that's
great.
a killer movie. That
Yeah.
that is a killer movie. And then you threw a surprise at me that I didn't expect, and you picked Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Rich doesn't like westerns too much, so I can get by with waiting. And I was going to pick Tombstone. I was absolutely gonna pick it. And then you brought it up as your third pick, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, well,
I
cool,
the reason I picked it was because it's my dad.
yeah,
He loves westerns, so and this is one of them. I remember watching with him a lot, so I just had to pick it.
nice." And it's worth it. It's my
Yeah,
favorite of all time. But you kind of caught me off guard a little bit by
that's
by
good though,
grabbing
right?
that one,
That's
and I was
good.
like, oh crap, I can't pick that. So I had to move down my list. And so my next pick was They Live from
Yeah,
John Carpenter, which is, I like the alien invasion, and it's kind of a neat little, um, a neat little, what am I thinking? Neat little concept,
yeah. It's
like
been
a different,
forever since I watched that, so
yeah,
that was a nice revisit.
that's good. Yeah, I liked it. It's a lot of fun. And then you hit me with another one that was a surprise, and I'm really glad you picked it. You picked the Train to Busan,
Yeah, I love this movie.
which is a great zombie flick and a
Hmm.
great Korean movie.
Yeah,
If you guys haven't had a chance to see this, this is absolutely worth watching.
yeah.
It's amazing, and I got to tell you, it's one of the best trailers I saw out of this group.
Hmm.
It was really good. Um, so I gotta bring in my love the um for the courtroom drama. So my next pick was A Time to Kill,
Oh, fabulous movie.
and such a good
So
movie.
yeah,
Um,
it's been forever since I've seen this one too.
yeah,
So yeah, this was a great revisit. And
yeah.
dude, this was hard to. This was hard to watch at times.
It's a difficult watch. It's got
Yeah,
a real serious thing going on.
yeah,
Um, and then you came in,
I agree
and
though.
your next one was Training Day that you grabbed.
And this is like my foreplay for my love of Denzel. I'm on a
Yeah,
Denzel kick. No, you actually wait. I take that back. You started the foreplay with Philadelphia.
I did.
So, and then I was like, oh man, I forgot just how good Denzel was. So
Yeah,
anytime I had an opportunity to pick a Denzel movie, I'm gonna do it. Same
yeah,
with my top. These
yeah.
two I pick.
I can't think of a Denzel movie that I didn't like.
No, me neither.
Uh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I still have my favorite Denzel movie is still Glory.
Oh,
Um,
love that movie.
he was amazing in that movie.
Hmm.
Um,
That one scene where he's holding back his tears, trying to hold back his tears. Oh fuck, get you
yeah,
every time.
yeah. And then when he grabs the flag at the end,
Yeah.
man, so good.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I haven't. Denzel has not steered me wrong, and
No.
that's why he's pretty much my favorite actor.
Yeah.
Um, it was it was Tom Hanks for a while, but Tom Hanks has done some bad movies.
He
There's a
has lately.
there's a couple movies that I'm like, ooh, that's not one I would pick. But Denzel, I he has not steered me wrong.
He's
It doesn't
even
matter.
fabulous in Macbeth on the Apple.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay, awesome. So after Training Day, I went old school and I grabbed Taxi Driver with De
Holy
Niro,
shit.
and I was like, oh, I've got to pick that. It's such a great movie. It's just um just the only thing I can say is nail biting. It's like
Yes.
there's crazy stuff. Now, watching Neighbors last week when they were doing all the De Niro impressions and everybody was doing you talking to me,
Uh-huh.
that kind of turned me on. I was like, should I pick Taxi Driver? I don't know. Neighbors kind of turned me off a little bit, but Taxi Driver, I still one of the greatest movies.
I
Uh,
100% agree with that.
uh,
Um, this movie, it still holds up.
mhm.
This is, I want to say, a masterclass in filmmaking. Um,
Oh yeah.
this is, oh, such a great movie. If you haven't seen it, guys, watch it. Um, I can see why people compared the Joker to Taxi Driver when it came out. There's a little bit of similarity there, but
Hmm.
yeah, great film.
Yeah.
I want this in 4K.
This would be a great 4K. I know
I
I
think
have
it's
the
only available in one of those big box sets,
yeah,
and that irritates me.
I have the Blu-ray Steelbook,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't have it in 4K. I would like to. That and Raging Bull, I would like to get Raging
Yeah,
Bull. Even though it's black and white, I would definitely get that in
I don't have
4K.
a problem with black and
I do. I have a problem with black
white.
and white. Um, so your last pick was Trouble with the Curve.
What's up, Nate?
Hey, what's up, Nate?
Trouble with the Curb. I love baseball movies, so I had to pick this. And I loved your response when
Mm.
I picked it. That was classic.
Yeah, because I knew it was coming. It was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do something with baseball, and I know
Yeah.
we'd already talked about Moneyball before,
Mm-hmm.
and we had mentioned this, so I kind of
Yeah.
figured you were going to go here,
Yeah.
and pick Trouble with the Curve.
Yeah.
Um, Movie Hunter saying hi to Nate, and then my last pick was Thunderheart.
And this was a first time watch for me. And the trailer, or not the trailer, but the movie poster for it did
Hmm.
absolutely nothing for me. I was like, oh, what's he doing picking this? Watch the trailer.
It
Oh,
doesn't say
great.
Excision on
Great.
the cover.
Uh, but yeah, this is another movie. I really glad you picked it because I enjoyed it. I really
Yeah,
did.
that's I call this kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not a it's not a great movie. It's not Oscar worthy or anything like that, but I really enjoy the mystery of it.
Yeah.
The Native American points that it made,
Yeah.
and Val Kilmer did a great job in this
He
movie.
did. He
I
really did.
really liked him in this, and Sam Shepard too, who was his mentor or the seasoned agent.
Yeah.
I thought they're really good, and
Definitely check it out, though. It's
yeah,
with the one time watch at least. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
well, fellas, have a good one, Nate. Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope you check it out, Del. I think it's a good watch. It's one that I watch a lot because I enjoy it. I'll watch it at least once or twice a year,
Yeah.
but it's worth at least a one-time shot. Um, all right, so we did our draft. We have our alternates. So you had Trading Places and Tears of the Sun
Yep.
as your alternates, and my alternates were Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri,
I've been
which
wanting to
for
see that.
some reason I love that movie. I didn't think I was going to like it. I wasn't interested in it, but it was kind of given to me for free. So I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and watch it. And I watched it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then my second one was This Means War with Chris Pine, Tom Hardy, and
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon. And that was one that I did not want to see. We ended up seeing it in the theater because the one that we went to go see had already started and we'd already missed some of the movie. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So the only one that was coming up was This Means War. And my wife and daughter were like, I want to see that. And I went, all right, fine. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was great.
It's an okay movie.
Yeah, it was
I'm glad
fun and
I got to
action
watch it.
and yeah, it's not Oscar worthy, but it's fun action candy is what
Yeah.
I like it. So the action junkie in me really liked it. All right. So it's a big question to get us started. So
Okay.
we're gonna break this down. We're gonna count them down
Uh
from
oh.
12 down to
Quiz time.
1, and the two lowest scores are going to be eliminated. So whether that's both yours, both mine, or one of each, no
Okay.
idea until we actually score them. So which movie do you think got the lowest score?
I'm gonna go with Trouble with the Curve. Got the lowest score.
Ding, ding, ding. We have winner. So
Yeah.
Trouble with the Curve did come in with the lowest score.
Yeah. I see
Uh,
why. I really do. But I still really
it's
enjoyed
a
it.
fun watch. I
Yeah.
enjoy it. You know, Justin Timberlake's not the greatest actor in the world, so
No.
you have to deal with that.
Neither is Amy Adams,
Neither is
but
Amy Adams. She kind of rubs me the wrong way sometimes.
mm, yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I still enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Trouble with the Curve is from 2012. It had a budget of 60 million, made 47.8 million in the box office and
Oof.
21 million in video sales.
Yeah.
So it just barely got its money back.
Yeah.
um, IMDb gives Trouble with the Curve a 6.8. Rotten Tomatoes has a critic score of 51 and an audience score of 66. So let's go to our numbers. We both have the cast at a 10,
Mm-hmm.
which we recognize just about everybody in the movie. It's like,
Yeah.
no real problem there. Um, we both gave the acting a 6 because Justin Timberlake,
Mm-hmm.
Amy Adams. Clint Eastwood was good.
Yeah.
Um, and I liked Matthew Lillard
Mm-hmm.
in there. He's
I
he
did too.
doesn't have much of a part, but I liked him. He was a dick, and I
He was in there just enough. If
just
any
enough
more,
for me to
I
go,
think it
oh
would ruin
yeah,
it.
yeah. Anymore, I think it would have ruined. We got too much stew from Scream, it would have been a problem. But I thought his part was just perfect. So he was kind of my dark horse, my favorite of the. I expected Clint Eastwood to be good. I expected Justin Timberlake to be bad. So I
Yeah.
got pretty much one. John Goodman was all right. He didn't have much of a part either,
Right.
but I liked him as the friend, kind of.
Yep.
That was, you know, the one that called Amy Adams like, "Hey, you want to check on your dad because he's having some problems." Um, so now with the plot, you gave the trailer a 6
Mm-hmm.
and I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I there he
I didn't
basically
like
said,
it.
yeah. I like he says my favorite line in the movie is in the trailer.
What
So
was that?
he's like, "You touch my daughter again, I'm gonna have a heart attack trying to beat you to death," or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, they're in the bar. Yeah.
That's my favorite line.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my dad. Um,
Yeah.
I had no fun watching Trouble with the Curve.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Dell had trouble with the movie. That's fine. Um, okay, so for the ending, again, I gave it a 7. You gave it a 6.
Yeah. You can
Um,
see the ending coming. I
you
mean,
you saw the I saw the ending coming. I got the closure because
yeah.
they were like, oh, and then she became, because she finds the picture that
Yeah.
that's supposedly really good, and she does it by the sound, which is how the dad taught her to do
Yep.
it. And I dug that. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, it ends exactly how you think it's going to end. It's predictable all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, but going to the story, you give the story a 7, and I went an 8. And there's a piece of the story that I really liked. It was sad, the reason why he didn't take her with him on his scouting when she was a kid because of the one incident that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't want to spoil that because that's
Yeah, don't.
probably my
It's a
favorite
big part
spot.
of the movie. Yeah.
That's a big part of the movie, and that's
And it's
probably my
still
favorite
fairly,
part.
I won't say fair. It's
It's
still,
it's it's 10 years old, but
yeah.
but that was the part of the story that I didn't expect,
Yeah.
and I liked because of that, because it was a surprise. For the script, I'm at a 7, you're at a 6, which seems to be the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography, we're both at a 5 because it was pretty basic.
Yeah.
Face, face, not a whole lot
Yeah.
of not a whole lot of really good shots. The only Timberlake film I like is In Time.
I
No, I
do
won't
like it.
judge you. I liked In Time.
Yeah.
I dug that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him in Southland Tales. He didn't have much of a part in there,
Yeah.
but I liked him in that, and I really liked him in Alpha Dog.
Oh, he's fantastic in Alpha
I
Dog.
thought he did a great job in Alpha
Yeah.
Dog. So for direction, we flipped. I went 6 and you went 7. For soundtrack or score, we both were at a 5. The music wasn't anything to,
Yeah.
it was barely better than a sharp stick in the eye. And then for the wild card, which it's a drama, I went 6 and you went 5.
Yeah.
I I do get that. Yeah, Timberlake was good in Social Network. I
Oh,
agree
I
with
forgot
that.
about that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So, so for total scores, I gave Trouble with the Curve a 67. You gave it a 63 for our average score of 65. So at 65, that is the lowest score in our
That
list.
just shows you how good the movie's going to be.
Yeah, movies are going to be good because
Yeah.
That's the lowest, but it really were. So the lowest score is 65, and the highest score is 93, I think. So, all right. So let's go. Let's go to number 11.
Okay.
And number 11, also eliminated, is They Live.
That was my second guess.
That was gonna be your second guess.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
get why people really like this movie. I do.
yeah,
I just it was a fun watch. I'm not gonna take that away. Um, the acting killed it for me. I love the concept.
mhm.
I love the visuals of the movie. But Rowdy Piper, rest in peace. Loved him as a wrestler. Cannot act. Um, and his partner in the movie.
Yeah. Keith David
Yeah,
plays. Yeah.
I I don't like him. What the movie Hunter say? Oh well, the fight scene was great.
So Dell still hasn't seen They Live,
Yeah,
and the fight scene. The fight scene was great. Put on the
yeah.
damn glasses. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a couple of 4-year-olds trying to
Yeah.
fight over, trying to.
You have this in
Uh,
4K, don't you?
I
Did you get
don't.
that 4K? Oh, I thought you bought it in 4K.
No, I don't have the 4K.
I, I think I watched it on Tubi, and it looked fantastic on there.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I have the Blu-ray Steelbook from Scream Factory.
okay.
Um, but it was nice. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, but yeah, that's the best part is that fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the whole and the line where I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass and I'm all out of
Yeah, a
bubblegum.
lot of bubblegum. Yeah,
That's the line. That's everybody uses that line. So
yeah.
um okay. So let's talk about let's talk about They Live. Um oh, before we do, going back to so we gave Trouble with the Curve a 65 and IMDb was at 6.8 and the audience score for Rotten Tomatoes was 66. So we're actually right with them.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so They Live is from 1988, had a budget of $4 million, made 13 million in the box office. So that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Um, for cast, the big separation here. You're at a 3 for the cast, and I'm
Yeah.
at a 7.
Ooh. Yeah.
Um, but you know, I was 18 when it came out. I had, you know, and then Roddy Piper, Keith David. I
Yeah, I
recognize,
knew Roddy Piper, and I recognized him.
yeah, you recognize Keith David, but didn't know his name. And I just, yeah, I know those. And then for acting, you went 5 for obvious
Mm-hmm.
reasons. I went 6. Um, for the plot, you gave the trailer a 9.
Love the trailer. I
Trailer was
think,
good.
yeah, this was
Yeah,
a really great trailer.
trailer was good. I went 8 for the trailer, but I liked it. I thought it was solid. For ending, we're both at an 8. For story, we're both at a 7. For script, you went 6 and I went 7. Cinematography, you went 5, I went 6. For direction, you went 7, I went 8. I thought, I kind of liked what John Carpenter was doing with it. Um, for the soundtrack and score, you were 5, I was 6. And then for the wild card being a sci-fi movie, we were both at a 10.
You can't take
Because
that
it,
away.
it it was a
Yeah.
unique spin
Mm-hmm.
on the whole alien invasion thing with the subliminal messages with the glasses with the
Yeah.
obeying. I thought that was really cool, and that's kind of why I gave it some extra points in direction and cinematography. Um, but altogether, you gave this movie a 65, and I gave the movie a 73
Oh
for a
damn.
total average score of 69. Most of that is because I was so much higher with the cast than you
Yeah.
were.
Your daughter's not around, is she? Because don't say that. Um, you're not allowed to say
Oh,
them.
69. No, she went downstairs. Or no, I think no, they're watching the Grinch right now. So She's right there. I'm right here.
To be a
To
sinner.
be a hit or miss and how
I
movies
have
look.
had luck with that. I had to watch a movie for upcoming show, and it looked fantastic on there too.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I haven't ran into anything that's looked like crap so far. But
nice.
knock on
Knock
wood.
on wood.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so we gave They Live a 69. IMDb gave the movie a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes, however, critics score 85 and audience score 79.
Oof, I was way off.
So they were way ahead of us. I mean,
Yeah,
I was at a 73 for my score, so I was kind of even
you were
with
close.
I was even with IMDb, but geez. Um, all right, so those are the two that were eliminated
Yeah,
from.
I figured that would be it.
I kind of, like I said, that didn't surprise me, either one of those.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Before I watched Thunderheart, I was like, this movie's gonna get bounced because yeah, just what
Oh,
going on the movie posted alone. I was like, yeah, this
yeah.
movie's not gonna make top 10. But I'm
This
glad.
is Dave's throwaway.
But hey, when you picked Phone Booth, that was your throwaway.
Phone Booth was my throwaway and ended up getting the highest score of any of my
Yeah.
movies. So that was interesting. Um, all right, so we're moving into number 10, starting the countdown. What
Hmm.
movie do you think got the 10th spot?
I am gonna go with Train to Busan.
You are right on the money, my friend.
Mm,
3 for 3.
yeah,
Train to Busan comes in at number 10. It of course it's a Korean movie from 2016. Had a $7.3 million budget. And I had to break that down from Korean money. It grossed 95.7 million in the theater. So
fantastic.
that's pretty good money. It made some
Yeah,
bank.
I like this movie so much. I bought it twice.
I did too. I bought the Blu-ray and then I bought the Blu-ray Steelbook.
Me too.
So
That's
yeah,
funny.
I did the same thing. That's
Yep.
definitely one of my favorite zombie movies of recent
Yeah, and
years.
the Blu-ray looks fantastic.
The Blu-ray is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice looking. Um, so for cast, I unfortunately was at a 4. Foreign movie. I didn't recognize any of the guys. It didn't make any sense to me. You gave
Uh,
it a 6, so there were a couple people that you
yeah.
recognized.
Yep. You got the guy from Eternals. You have the guy, the boy. I think he was in Parasite too. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't when I watched the movie, I didn't recognize any of the cast.
yeah,
It didn't nothing registered to me. But Train to Busan came out before Parasite. So,
yeah.
um, okay. So for acting, I went 9 and you went 8.
Hmm.
'Cause I thought the acting was great for
It
what they
was
were
good.
doing. Amazing. And then, like I said, this was one of my favorite um, trailers. So I gave the trailer a 10
I gave it an
for the
8.
plot, and you gave it an 8. We both gave the ending an 8. We both gave the story an 8. We both gave the script a 7. For cinematography, you went 8 and I went 7. For direction, you went 9, I went 7. For music and score, you went 6, I went 7. And for wild card, you went 10 for a horror movie and I went 8.
Oh, wow, there's a little bit
Cuz
difference there.
it definitely it felt more World War Z horror movie than it did 28 Days Later.
Yeah,
Because it seemed
yeah, good way to put it.
a little bit more CGI
Yeah.
ish as opposed to practical effects. But dude, I gotta tell you, that trailer was just epic. I got
Hmm.
chills. I was ready to just put that movie in and watch it again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was really disappointed with Peninsula. I wanted that one to be
Oh yeah. I
better.
don't, we don't talk about that one.
We don't talk about Peninsula. It's
No,
like
we don't talk
Bruno.
about
We don't talk about Bruno.
that.
Um, so anyway, total scores. You gave Train to Busan a 78. I gave it a 75 for an average score of 76.5.
Yeah.
Now get this, IMDb gave it a 7.6, So we're right even with them.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes, critics score 94
Oh wow.
and audience score 89.
Wow.
So I'm just
That's good
like,
though. That's a great film.
it's fun. I really enjoy watching it. I have a great time with it.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. If you guys haven't seen Train to Busan, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's probably one of the best or zombie movies in a very long time, if not
yeah,
the best.
yeah. I don't think it's the best, but it's definitely my favorite of the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's better. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't. It's the most unique. It's a great,
Hmm.
like a confined space
I love
because
the
they're on the
train
train.
aspect of it. Yeah.
It's I love that element.
Hmm.
It made it really
Yeah.
claustrophobic because they were just like mounds, like just rolling over people. It was just crazy. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I
No.
really like that movie. Um, all right, so number 9, we're moving right along. Coming in at number 9 is the one that you thought was going to get thrown away, and that was Thunderheart.
Yeah. I enjoyed this flick.
I like it. I dig the story and all the I like all the stuff to it. It's really neat. So it
This
had a
poster was terrible.
this poster's awful. It doesn't tell you. You don't get an idea of what
I
this
was
is
like,
about.
what the hell is Dave thinking? Picking this?
Dave just give me some
Fuck.
like Native American crap. What the hell is this, Dave? What are you doing to me, Dave?
But that's what I was thinking. I was like, Dave, what are you doing? But then again, I ended up loving it. So great movie.
Yeah, that's fun. So I had a budget of 15 million, and you guys pronounce 96 funny. Um, so it had a budget of 15 million, and it made 22.6 million in the box office. So it just barely made its money back. Um, this is an interesting one for the cast. We were actually pretty close. You were at a 7, I was at an
Yeah.
8. And for acting, we swapped it. I'm at a 7 and you're at an 8. Our our plot, we both gave it an 8 for the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a solid trailer.
I did too.
The ending, I gave it a 9. You gave it an 8. For the story, we were both at an 8. For the script, I went 7. You went 8. And for cinematography, we're both at a 9. This is the best cinematography we've had so far.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I
I
love the
liked a
visual.
lot of the shots.
Yeah.
Some
I did
really
too.
cool, yeah, some really cool stuff. For direction, we're both at an 8. For the score, you went 5, I went 7. I liked the Native American music in there. Um, and then for the wild card, which is a thriller, we were both at an 8.
Well, that's funny. A lot of
So
similar.
so pretty solid for a total score. You gave it a 77. I gave it a 79 for an average score of 78 and
Yeah.
ninth place.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good watch. It made it
Guys,
onto
check it out. It's definitely, if you ain't got nothing to do some night, you're bored, rent it. It's
mhm,
worth the $5-6 to rent.
mhm.
I rented it on Apple or iTunes. I'm sorry, and it looks fantastic on iTunes.
Yeah. I just have the DVD and
Yeah,
just popped it in and watched it. Um,
because that goes
it's
back to
fun
our rules. We have to either own it digitally,
or physical.
physical, for it to be our pick.
Yeah. So that brings us to our number 8 film. So our number 8 film actually tied with Thunderheart, but had the higher individual score
True
and
Romance.
close.
Oh,
It's Training
Training Day.
Day. So Training Day comes in at number 8. Training Day had a budget of $45 million, made $104.5 million in the box office. But yeah, just this is a really good movie.
Yeah.
For cast, we're both at a 10. Absolute
Yeah.
solid
This
cast.
is great cast. And
Yeah.
everybody was fantastic too.
Yeah. So for acting, you were at a 9 and I'm at a 10 because I had to give props because Denzel won the Oscar for this.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't give it a 10 was Ethan Hawke at times. I had just tiny little bit issues with him at some
Okay.
points in his performance. But Denzel was a solid 10, yeah.
You want to go jail or you want to go home?
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's why I gave it a 10 because
Yeah.
he won the Oscar for Best Actor, so it's gotta slam that.
Well
How,
deserved.
however, the trailer wasn't so
So
good. We both gave it a 5. It was so bad.
sucked.
I
Yeah.
was like, "What the heck trailer is that?"
Yeah.
But we both gave the ending an 8. I thought it was a solid ending, but it was more
Hmm.
about the journey.
Yeah.
And I gave the story a 9, and you went 8. I also gave the script a 9, and you went 8. Cinematography, I was at a 7, you were at a 6. Direction, I was at an 8, you were at a 7. For soundtrack, you went 7, and I went 6. And for the wild card, I went 9, you went 7.
Yeah.
So total score, you gave Training Day a 75, and I gave it an 81. So it edged out Thunderheart. That's
Yeah.
why it makes
Still a great
number 8.
film.
It's a great watch,
Yeah.
and it
And
holds up
speaking of,
too.
it really does.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I like about Denzel is his facial expressions. He gets himself into that role, and you believe whatever role he's doing, you believe
Oh
it.
yeah, I thought he was
Yeah.
an ass.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
absolutely thought he was an ass. Um,
Oh shit. Oh, sorry, I dropped my
uh-oh.
lid.
Well, you
I just
lost your
dropped.
due.
Sorry.
Drop my lid.
Oh damn. Yeah. Train Day, fantastic film.
Good film.
I hope
All
someday
right.
we get that in 4K.
Yeah, that would be a nice 4K. All right. So, I didn't say, I don't remember saying it, but it was from 2001, Training Day was. And so we gave it an average score of 78. IMDb gave it a 7.7. So we're right on the mark with that.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, critics score 73 and audience score 89.
Oh, wow.
So that was actually pretty darn close.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think our next one, it has to be True Romance.
you're right. It's True Romance.
Yeah.
True Romance comes in at number 7. It's from 1993. Budget was 12.5 million, and it made 12.6 million in the box office. So just perfect.
Yeah.
But it has to have done great in video sales. I just couldn't find
Yeah.
any money about it. I
Because it
couldn't
had to
find
be a
any
cult
figures.
classic
Yeah,
for Arrow to
and
put it.
for Arrow to put out a 4K on it,
Yeah.
yeah, it has to be a cult classic. So anyway, for cast, we were easily at a 10.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a huge cast in here. It's amazing. I'd give it a 20 if I could. And for acting, I was at an 8, you were at a 7.
Yeah.
For the plot, for the trailer, I went 9 and you went 8. I
I liked
liked
this
it. It
trailer.
was a
I
good
really did.
trailer. Um, the only reason why I didn't give it a 10 is it gives a little bit too much of the movie out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing
I
that
agree.
I had a hitch in the get along for, and it was a pretty long trailer.
It was.
For ending, I was at a 8. You were at a 7. For story, I was at a 9. You were at an 8. For script, I was at a 9. You were at an 8. And for cinematography, we were both at a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So we were even there. For direction, you were at a 9, and I went 8. For the music, I love the music in this
I did too. It was a
movie.
great
I
soundtrack.
I great soundtrack. So you went 8, I went 9. And then for the wild card, you went 8 and I went 7. I felt this was more of a hybrid comedy drama
Mm-hmm.
deal, with a little bit of action. It kind of like crosses a bunch of genres, which I
It
thought was
does.
really cool. So to wild card it to one genre kind of hurt it a little bit.
Yeah. I agree.
Um, so total score, you gave it an 80. I gave it an 84 for our average score of 82. Now, IMDb gave it a 7.9, so we're a little bit higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
For Rotten Tomatoes, both critic and audience score of 93.
Oh wow. They're right on.
So they really like it.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes really likes this movie.
I wonder if it really has to do with the Quentin Tarantino. I wonder if it's his influence on the movie edges it to people like it more than actually how good it
Oh,
really is.
okay, yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. Because Quentin Tarantino wrote it, right? But he didn't
Yeah,
direct.
but he didn't direct it.
Michael Mann did, right? No. Is it Michael Mann? No,
Is
it
it
wasn't
Michael
Michael
Mann?
Mann.
That doesn't sound right.
No, I don't think it was. Ridley Scott. No, not Ridley Scott.
Tony Scott.
Tony
It's the
Scott.
other. It's the other Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony Scott directed it.
So I wonder if the Tarantino factor has something to do with the high. Because you know how critics, just anything Tarantino does.
Tarantino. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Tarantino's shit doesn't stink. He's just
Yeah.
everything he touches is gold. And
Yeah. He's a great filmmaker. We're not saying he's
he's a.
not.
I'm not saying. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's a great filmmaker. I have my I have my problems with Pulp Fiction,
Yeah. I think
but
we both do.
but other than that, and that's supposed
Yeah.
to be his home run, and
Yeah. It's
I don't
not.
think that's even close to his best work. But yeah, that you've got that Quentin Tarantino name on it, so the critics are
Mm-hmm.
automatically going to give it
Yeah.
good stuff, and I can totally see that. That makes a lot of sense. All right, we're coming in on number 6, and what do you think is just going to fall out of the top 5?
I'm looking. Um, A Time to Kill.
Ooh, nope.
Damn.
Number 6 is The Town.
What? You're kidding me. You're killing me.
Nope.
Killing me, Smalls.
I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd. Um,
I love this fucking movie, man.
oh yeah, it's
I fought
great.
this movie 3 times.
We have quite a difference in the score between the two of us,
Oh, do we really?
but it is not the biggest separation we have of these movies, and it's really interesting when we get to it.
Oh no.
I can't wait to talk about it because it's gonna be awesome. So The Town is from 2010, $37 million budget, made 152.5 million in the box office, and 55 million in video sales.
Nice.
So it did pretty good. It did pretty good. Okay. So for cast, we're both at a 10. It's got a stellar cast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, awesome.
It's
For
stacked
act
from the main actors to the
it,
supporting.
it is. It's absolutely stacked. And for acting, you went 10 and I went 8. I went a little bit lower. Um, there was just a couple of phone-ins for me that I expected more out of him and it didn't pan out for me. But man, I I got to give props to Jeremy Renner
Oh, he's fucking
in this.
fantastic.
He's phenomenal in this movie.
Yeah,
Um,
he is. Rebecca Hall is great in it.
Rebecca
Blanche
Hall
Ivy's
is
great in
great,
it.
and I didn't even realize it was her until we came back to this movie.
Oh, I think we talked
Because we
about.
had because we had watched, yeah, we watched Night House, and yeah,
Hmm.
we talked about it last week, and I was like, oh
Yeah,
man, I didn't even realize it was Rebecca Hall
yeah,
until we're coming back and watching The Town. I was like, oh my god,
yeah,
that's Rebecca Hall, and she was good.
yeah. She's
Um,
fantastic.
she's really good. We both gave the plot a 9. Really good trailer.
Yeah, it really was.
It was an awesome trailer. We both gave the ending a 9. We both gave the story an 8. For script, I went 8. You went 9. For cinematography, we're both at a 7. Pretty good stuff. Not great, but there was some good solid shots.
Yeah.
For direction, you went 10, I went 8.
What's up, Michael?
Is that my bro? That's my bro.
Yeah,
Good man. Thanks for jumping in.
we appreciate it.
Um, so we're actually on number 6, and we'll kind of go through and we'll count them down later. But so we're talking about The Town as our number 6 movie that starts with T. And let's see. I was at soundtrack or score.
Hmm.
You went 6, I went 5. And then for wild card as a thriller, you went 9, I went 8. For a total score, I went 80, you went 87
Oh wow,
for an
those are
average
big
of
points.
83.5, taking the 6th spot. Now, IMDb gave the movie 7.5, so we were considerably higher than that.
Yeah,
Rotten Tomatoes, critics score 92, audience score 85. So we're right around where the audience score is.
yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
I love this movie, man. I love Ben Affleck in this. I love the way he directed this movie. It's well written. Yeah, I agree, Michael. Even though David hates the movie,
I did not hate it. I gave it an 80. That's a good score.
I'll just give you a hard time. I did not
That's
expect
that's
this
4 out of
movie.
5 stars.
I thought that would be this movie would be higher. Honestly, I really did. I mean, who hasn't seen The Town by now?
Right?
Wasn't he nominated for an Oscar for direction for this or something? Or no, I'm thinking of Argo, maybe.
I know he was nominated for Argo.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
It was nominated for 1 Oscar, and that was supporting actor for Jeremy Renner.
Oh, well deserved.
Yeah.
I wish we would have got that. Ben
I wish
Affleck.
you'd have won it, but yeah, he
Yeah,
he didn't he didn't win it, but
I wish we would have got the Batman directed by Ben Affleck. I would have loved to seen him get his fingers on Batman.
yeah. All right, well, here we
Yeah,
go into the top 5. Yeah, they is nominated for Argo. Dell agrees.
yeah. Thank you, Dell.
All right. Coming in at number 5, barely making our top 5, is the one that you thought was going to be 6, and that is A Time to Kill. Um, great movie. So
Very good.
this is from 1996, directed by Joel Schumacher. I figured I'd start talking about that now since we're looking at direction as one of our scores.
Yeah.
Um, it had a budget of 40 million, made 152.2 million in the box office.
And that's 90s money, too.
That's 90s money. That's pretty solid.
That's good money.
Director Affleck is greater than actor Affleck.
Hmm. I kind of agree with that. Okay. But he was the bomb in Phantoms.
he was funny in Phantoms. I dug him in Phantoms. I thought he was goofy. Um, but yeah, no, I'd agree with that. definitely to a certain extent.
Yeah,
I think I think he's got Wahlberg syndrome to where he's better in a character driven role than he
yeah,
is
or
in a effects driven role.
yeah.
Um,
Look at the way back. That's fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's character driven.
Affleck, you the bomb in Phantoms, yo. I can't believe I just said it in that tone.
Right? You did it. I didn't.
I did it. It's my fault, Lord. I apologize. Um, all right, so for a time to kill, we are both at a 10 for the cast again.
Yeah.
Guys, look at this cast.
Oh
You
man.
you can just on the cover it's an 8 because you got Kevin Spacey, Matthew McConaughey, Sandra Bullock, Samuel L. Jackson, and then there's other people in there.
You know,
Uh,
I don't like Sandra Bullock, but I liked her in this.
I liked
She
her in
was
this.
greatness.
She was
She didn't have
kind
a big
of
role.
no, she was kind of the I I don't want to call her she's kind of the second chair attorney. She was the assistant
Hmm.
attorney to Matthew McConaughey, and she was the city girl, and then Matthew McConaughey is the country boy, and they're kind of
Yeah,
working together. I liked her in this role. It
I
was
did too.
she was very simple, wasn't too over the top or anything. I think she did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like her either, but yeah, she's good in this, right? All right, so we talked about the cast. For acting, I went 9, you went 8. For plot, for the trailer, we both gave it a 9. Solid trailer,
Yeah.
really good. We both gave it a 10 for the ending because
You,
it was the destination here.
yeah.
That finish, that was great. And then for story, I went 9, you went 8. For script, I went 9, you went 8. But for cinematography, I went 5, you went 6. Because I went back to, oh, it's just a courtroom thing. I didn't get a whole lot of good shots for me. Um, for direction, we were both at a 9. Schumacher did a good job here.
Yeah.
For the soundtrack, I went 5, you went 6. And then for the wild card being a courtroom drama, I went 10, you went 9. So solid stuff.
Yeah.
You gave a time to kill 83. I gave it an 85. So our average score is 84, which puts it in 5th place.
Yeah. Great movie. And come on, we're both fathers. I think
Yes.
both would have done
Oh,
a
yeah,
great father.
I felt this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
In a
a
heartbeat, there
serious
would be no
no.
that dude wouldn't be alive. Them
No,
dudes wouldn't be
it
alive.
wouldn't. I'd be like, go ahead, slap the cups on me.
Hmm.
I'm done. Um, so IMDb gave this movie a 7.4. Rotten Tomatoes critic score was 68. Audience score 85. So we're right around where the audience score is for A Time to Kill.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how some of our scores are closer to IMDb, where others are closer to Rotten Tomatoes. And very few of these, the Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb scores are the same or
Yeah.
similar. Very few. There's a big gap in some of these. All right, so let's go to our number 4 movie. Any guesses?
I'm looking. I am gonna go Tombstone.
Got it. Nailed it.
Yeah. This is
And I got to tell you, this is number 4 because it's your fault.
because it's my fault.
But it's your fault it's at number 4. It would be way higher if you were anywhere close to my score.
My bad.
It's so funny. You picked this movie, and I'm like, really? That's all he gave it? um, but oh my god! So Tombstone, it's from 1993. Had a budget of 25 million, made 56.5 million in the box office. I couldn't find a video sales on this, but
Yeah.
I am I am like close to getting the Blu-ray. I know the 4K is
Dude.
coming. The
Oh,
4K
that's
is
4K
coming
coming.
for this soon. There should be a 4K coming for this.
It looks fantastic on
Um,
Blu-ray.
Yeah, but the Blu-ray's $5.99 at Best Buy, and I've almost pulled the trigger on that so many
Oh,
times. I
has
should
it been
just
announced? There's a 4K coming.
I heard there was a 4K coming. It was supposed to be like the end of this year or first part of next year,
Looks like
but
we're
I don't
buying the
have it.
movie
I haven't
twice.
heard an official date since. So, but I know, um, what is it? So next year will be the 30th anniversary.
Oh yeah, we're definitely getting the
So
4K.
I'm thinking we're getting a 4K.
Yeah, they
Um,
would miss that.
no, that can't possibly be
Yeah.
missed. And this is my favorite Western of all time. Um, so yeah, so for cast, we're both at a 10.
Yeah.
For acting, I went 10, you went 9. For the plot, I went 8, you went 6. So I
The
don't know if we
trailer I
watched the
watched
same
it.
trailer.
No, I didn't like the
Uh,
trailer.
I dug the trailer, but it wasn't my favorite. For ending, we're both at a 7. This one was way about the journey
Yeah, it
than the
really was.
destination. It really just kind of ta-da, everything happened, and then okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna float off with Dana Delaney and
Hmm.
that was it. And then they
Yeah.
talked about how he died and how
Yeah.
the actors cried at his death, and I was like, okay, whatever. But no, the journey is absolutely what this is about,
Yeah.
and that's why for story I gave it a 10, and you gave it an 8. For script, I went 9, you went 8. For cinematography, we're a little bit off. I gave it a 9, you gave it a 6
I
for
don't like
cinematography.
the Western. I don't like the Western
You're not like
look.
the Western. I just
Yeah.
I dug with the writing and the showing the wide shots of them riding through, and
Yeah. That's.
I dug all that. For direction, um, and I didn't say who the director was here. So the director is there's two directors. George P. Cosmatos is the main director, and then Kevin Jara was the director of just the Charlton Heston scenes, which was
Hmm,
interesting. So kind of had two directors there. Um, anyway,
I didn't know that.
where was I? Direction.
Direction.
So direction, I gave it a 10. You gave it a 7. For score and soundtrack, I went 8, you went 5. And then for wild card, it's a Western, it's a 10.
Yeah.
Absolutely no question about that. We're both at a 10. So for total score, you were at a 76 and I was at a 91.
Oh shit.
That was our highest, that was our biggest gap. That's the biggest gap we've ever had.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. My bad.
And
I
that's
love the
okay.
movie. I do. I mean, I think it's a great film. Like
Yeah.
Dave was just saying, 4K is coming. I will buy it on 4K again.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. Um, I just there's some things I didn't particularly care so much about, but yeah, but still good film.
Yeah. No, that's right. Definitely Val Kilmer's best acting job
I agree.
that he's ever done.
Hmm.
Um, and I loved I love Bill Paxton in this. I love
Yeah.
Sam Elliott in this. Kurt Russell, I could take him or leave him, but he was okay.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
my big problem with the movie.
yeah. I mean, I liked him, but yeah,
He's not a good actor.
I don't think because if you look at Tombstone, if you look at Kurt Russell's portrayal of Wyatt Earp in Tombstone, and then turn around and look at Kevin Costner's portrayal of Wyatt Earp in Wyatt Earp,
Yeah.
Kevin Costner did a better job. I can't say I like Kurt Russell better, but as an actor, Kevin Costner is a better actor. Um, so I don't know. I could have interchanged Kurt Russell with just about anybody to
Yeah.
play that role, and I would have been okay with it. But Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday.
Yeah. 100% agree. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Hmm. I was like, I don't like her either, but she is good in that. Okay, Turner fan is way closer on the score on this one. The trailer is kind of junk. It's basically look at all the big names.
He's
That
right.
wasn't the trailer I watched, but yeah, good movie though. Yeah. So I didn't get that at all. I had a totally different I had the whole walk up to the OK Corral thing and that was it. And it didn't, you know.
Yeah, mine was
And there's Adam.
What's up,
What's
Adam?
going on, brother?
How you doing, man? Hope you're doing good.
Yeah. Hope you're doing good, bro. All right, those are the ends. So we are coming into our top three.
And we're making killer time too.
We're making good time.
Maybe I just jinxed us.
Shh, don't do it. All right.
Top three. Let's see. I'm
All
gonna
right.
go with Taxi Driver. Yeah.
You're batting 750, bro. It's you've been pretty awesome with your picks. But yeah,
Yeah.
but like I
This
said,
is
no real shock. Taxi Driver is an awesome movie,
it
and it
is.
just barely makes number three. It's really close. Um, because
I
three
love this movie.
it, it's
I
so
absolutely
good.
love
It is really good. I mean,
it. I agree. Or these yeah, we kind of talked about it, Michael. Um
not much. Just saw you guys on, just chilling, listening to some legends chatting. Thanks, bro.
okay, thanks, man.
It's time I rewatch Tombstone. Y'all need to organize which. I know we did that before because we were
Yeah.
watching them together.
Yeah.
But now we don't. We watch them separately so that we can get through our scores sooner
Yeah.
to come in a thing. Exactly. Talking to me. Um, so yeah, we need to better coordinate which trailer we're gonna watch. And
yeah.
because sometimes you know we go with what's on IMDb. Um,
hmm
sometimes if you're watching it on Vudu, you catch the trailer on Vudu.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to go and watch the YouTube trailer. So we don't know. Half the time we're watching different trailers. Um, so yeah, that's something that we're gonna have to
Yeah,
work
we'll
out.
have to
That way
figure
we
that
can
out.
both we can make sure we're watching the same trailer each time. Um, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Okay, so Taxi Driver, 1976. So you weren't even
Yeah.
born yet. I was 6 years old when it came out, but I don't think I watched this movie until I was probably 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, this movie, I can't get over how great this movie is. Yeah.
And how well it holds up after this time.
Yes.
How
I
old this
mean,
movie is.
it holds up really well.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it had a budget of 1.9 million in 76, made 28.4 million in the box office.
So that's a lot of fucking money,
For
especially
1976 money, that's good.
yeah.
That's
And and you said the budget was 1.9 million.
yeah,
Oh fuck yeah, that's a great
yeah.
return.
Yeah, that's an awesome return. That's what
Yeah,
15 times,
yeah, something like
almost
that.
not quite 20, but at least 15 times what it paid out. So that was good. And that's not even video sales either. Okay, so for cast, I'm at a 9, you're at an 8. That's pretty close. Acting, we're both at a 10. For the trailer, we're both at an 8. Good trailer.
Yeah,
For ending, we're both at a 9. For story, I went 9, you went 10. For script, we're both at a 10. For cinematography, we're both at a 7. For direction, I went 8, you went 9. For score and soundtrack, we're both at an 8. It's a good, solid soundtrack. I
it
really felt
was.
the music in this. And then
It
for the
set the
wild
tone,
card,
set the mood.
yeah, it definitely sets the mood to let you know what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to react. It's a dun dun dun. You get the intense music. Okay, this is gonna be a white
hmm
knuckle scene, and um, interesting. Yeah, that definitely sets the mood for how
yeah,
you're supposed to act at that scene. And then for wild card, it being a thriller, I give it a 9. You gave it an 8. for a total score that we both gave it an 87.
Wow.
So we both went 87. So average score is an 87. And IMDb gave it, I mean, the last 20 minutes, just legendary.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh, dude. Absolutely. That's one of those. I mean, I watched the movie, and then after it was over, I put the movie away and I just kind of sat down and just thought
Yeah.
about it. It was
I watched the ending twice.
just kind of absorbed it, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
wow. And it still, yeah, I didn't think it was going to hold up like it did
It
after
holds up
watching
well.
it. It holds up really well. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so IMDb gave Taxi Driver a 8.2, which is actually really good for IMDb.
Yeah.
Um, Rotten Tomatoes, uh, the critic score was 96 and the audience score was 93. And we were an 87, so we're like right in between them,
Yeah.
which I thought was that's really cool.
You know, I think this might be De Niro's best performance
I'm
for me.
okay. I'm like right there with Raging Bull. It's
Yeah.
those are my top two performances by De Niro. Is Taxi Driver and Raging Bull. So Adam says, I mean, the movie itself gives you that sense of the fourth wall breaking like Heath Ledger did for Joker. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
I
that's
was like, I thought he was talking to me.
mm-hmm.
I don't want to bash that line, but I thought he was talking to me.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I mean, fuck, he's just so good in this. I mean,
yeah,
he wants to be liked. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And people ignored him. Didn't.
yeah.
I mean, what do you
Well,
expect when you take a girl on a date and you take her to the porno movie, man?
right.
Right?
Yeah, I was just thinking it kind of reminded me a little bit of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Yeah, that's what I mean. People were comparing these movies, and I
Yeah,
see now why that they
yeah,
did. You know, and
yeah.
very similar.
And it's funny because De Niro was in Joker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Adele.
completely agree, Dell. That's exactly this and Raging Bull are like my 1 and 1A, and I would flip flop depending on what mood I was in as to which one was his better role. But those
Yeah,
are absolutely is my two favorite roles of his.
yeah.
All right, so we're heading into our top two.
Okay, I'm gonna go Joker. I just read the comment. Sorry,
I'm gonna go Joker.
I was reading Michael's comment. Joker was a complete knockoff of this. I won't say a knockoff. They're very
but
similar.
but
Tone.
very similar, very similar. It was, and I didn't realize it. I love Joker. I
Mm-hmm.
really
I
enjoy
love
Joaquin
Joker.
Phoenix's Joker. But then after going back and watching Taxi Driver, I'm like, oh wow, now I see where this kind of came
Mm-hmm.
from because
Yeah,
the it reminded me like Joaquin Phoenix was trying to channel his De Niro.
yeah, yeah. He really was.
Um, Joker is definitely a modern take on Taxi Driver, and having De Niro in it was completely on purpose. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't dawn on me until I watched Taxi Driver again. I was like, oh crap. Because
Yeah.
I procrastinated so long
You
watching
did.
Joker, and then I finally went and watched it. I was like, oh man, I loved it. And but I couldn't figure out why. There was something familiar about it.
Yeah.
And then when I went back and watched Taxi Driver, I'm like, oh crap, there's so many elements of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in from Taxi Driver. It's amazing. It was
I
good.
want to add this to my collection. I think I might even just get the Blu-ray
The
because
Blu-ray is great. I love the Blu-ray.
yeah.
It's gritty. It makes you want to take a shower after, but it's good.
Trust.
Um, all right, so we're coming into our top two. Which one?
I'm
So we only have two left.
I'm gonna go Terminator 2.
Not quite.
Oh man.
So coming in at number 2 is Top Gun Maverick. Um, but dude, what a movie.
I thought this was gonna be my number one.
Well, it
You know,
is your number one.
well, I meant number one.
I thought this was going to make number one. I
I did
really
too.
did. Um, but so it's from this year. The budget on this movie was 170 million. As I'm sure it's higher now, but when I did the research, it was at 1.48 billion in the
Wow.
box office, and I'm sure it's more like 1.6 or 1.7 now.
Yeah.
Um, this this film's just making buku bucks, and it's absolutely it's amazing.
Hmm.
It's really good.
Well, wait a minute, Michael. You have not seen this. You're the only person in America that has not seen this.
You haven't seen Top Gun Maverick? Come on,
Man, watch it.
bro. Um, okay, so let's go to the scores. So for cast, we're both at a 10.
Yeah.
For acting, I went 8, you went 9. For the plot, I went 9, you went 10. Great trailer.
Oh, I love the trailer.
For ending, I went 9, you went 10. And for story, we're both at an 8. For script, we're both at an 8. For cinematography, we're both at a 10. Highest
Mm,
cinematography of the night.
yeah.
The the fact that this was all done with practical effects, awesome.
Yeah.
For direction, I went 9, you went 8. For the soundtrack or score, I went 8, you went 7. I liked the One Direction song and I liked Lady Gaga's song. I actually watched the music videos for those
Oh, did you?
after I watched
I
the
don't like either
4K.
one of those.
I that's okay. And then for Wild Card being an action movie, I gave it a 9, you gave it an 8. For a total score that we both gave it an 88.
Really?
Yep.
I for sure thought this was going to be number one. I really did. But
No,
88's a great score.
88's a great score. And we both gave it the same score, which it makes a lot of sense. Now IMDb gave it an 8.4, and for Rotten Tomatoes, their critic score was 96, and the audience score is 99.
Wow.
Yeah. So Michael's going to take it as a homework assignment. Thanks,
Yeah.
bro. Check it out. Let
Yeah.
us know
Our
what you think.
next um, letterbox. Or I can't talk tonight.
Our next episode is going to be the 28th, so we're going to
Yeah.
quiz you. We're going to
Yeah.
see if you
I
saw
want
it
you
by
to come
then.
back with your thoughts.
Yeah. So Dell says Maverick is miles better than the original Top Gun, but no way in hell better than Taxi Driver, at least in my opinion. I okay. It only got 1 point difference.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we're scoring it based on the genre, because we scored it just on the total,
Mm-hmm.
the cinematography and all that, everybody got the same scores except for the wild card. There's only 1 point difference. But if we scored Taxi Driver as a straight up thriller versus Maverick as a straight up action movie, I don't know which one would win.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Because they're both
I don't.
top tier
They're
in
both
their
top
genre.
tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I know I gave as an action movie, I gave Top Gun Maverick a 91.
And this is my
So
first time scoring it, so
and I don't know what I would give Taxi Driver as a straight up thriller. It's got to be really close to that.
yeah.
Um. Anyway, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Great score. That brings us to number one movie in our
And
countdown.
it's a classic
It
that
is.
deserves to be a number one, in my opinion, too. This is a
Yeah.
great film.
This is my favorite James Cameron film. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Avatar be damned. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can live I can live without Avatar.
Yeah. I don't like Avatar. I mean,
Terminator 2, awesome movie. But
yeah.
that's where the Terminator franchise kind of peaks for me.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
I love the first one. I second one, bar none, my favorite. And then after
Yeah.
that, it just kind of,
I remember
um,
seeing it in the theaters and loving it.
yeah. All right. So Terminator 2 is from 1991. Had a budget of 100 million, made 515.3 million in the box office.
That it would probably equate to $1 billion
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Terminator 2 is perfection for its time, place, and genre.
Yep.
Exactly right. Alrighty. So, getting to the scores for cast, I gave it a 9, you gave it a 10. For acting, I went 7, you went 8. For the trailer, for the plot, both at a 10. Great freaking trailer.
Mhm.
Ending, I'm at a 10, you're at a 9. For story, I'm at a 10, you're at a 9. For script, I'm at a 9, you're at an 8. Cinematography, I went 10, you went 9. And for direction, we flopped. I went 9, you went 10. For score and soundtrack, I went 10, you went 9. Again, great music. And for wild card, as it's a sci-fi movie, we're both at a 10 because ultimate sci-fi
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
So
It hit
good.
every note.
Yeah. It absolutely hits everything that you want it to. So total score, you gave Terminator 2 a 92 and I gave it a 94 for a total average of 93.
Nice.
IMDb gives it 8.6. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 93 to match ours. Audience score 95.
Yeah.
So we're right up there with them.
And Michael, I love that song. Uh, oh, that song still holds up.
Yeah. Yeah, the soundtrack was a 10 for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But really for me, not a whole lot of surprises with our
I was a little
scores.
surprised.
I was I mean, I wasn't surprised that Trouble at the Curve and They Live are at the bottom. That didn't
Yeah, I
surprise me
didn't.
at all.
That didn't surprise me.
Um, I was a little surprised that Training Day was at 8.
Me too.
I thought that would have been a little higher. I thought True Romance would be a little bit lower, so I thought maybe those two would have switched because they
Yeah.
have the same score. But I gave Training Day a higher score than True Romance, so that's why it ended up getting the 8th spot.
Yeah.
I'm
I,
kind
I
of
was I was just surprised that hold on here, that Maverick wasn't number one. But then again, that's so fresh in my mind. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times already this year,
hmm
and then I forget. Terminator 2.
yeah.
It's
But I
just
mean,
so good too.
looking at the scores, so you absolutely gave Terminator 2 the better score.
Hmm.
So
I
you
should have
even
been
can
surprised then.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. My biggest surprise was with Tombstone because I gave it a 91, you gave it a 76. I didn't think we'd be that far off.
me neither.
I mean, we were 15 points off.
That's
That's
funny.
like I said, that's the biggest gap we've ever had
That's
in any
funny.
movie. They Live at the bottom, yeah. Got
Yeah.
11th. I mean, it's not that it's a bad movie. It
No.
just, I love it. I enjoy it, but um quality it just doesn't stack up to these other
Yeah.
guys.
Same with Trouble with the Curb. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not Clint Eastwood directed that, right? I
Trouble,
think.
yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's not his best. I mean, but it's still a great movie to watch if you like baseball, and if you don't, it's still a good movie.
Hmm. Oh no, Robert Lawrence directs it. It's not Clint
Okay,
Eastwood.
I thought it was
No.
still a great movie if you like baseball.
If you like baseball, it's
Yeah,
fun.
I love the scouting process in
Yeah,
baseball, so that's one of the things that intrigued me about it. So
yeah. And I'm not a baseball fan,
no,
but
you're not.
I enjoyed the aspects of this.
Yeah,
Um, I enjoyed this more than I did Moneyball, but Moneyball was a better movie,
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Plus, it had Brad Pitt in it.
Yeah. And I'm not a Jonah Hill fan, but I like Jonah Hill in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
in Moneyball. I
I do
thought he was
remember you
pretty
saying
good.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think our next letter. I hope you liked some of the movies that I picked because some of
Yeah.
those were first time watches.
Yeah. Some of those are going to be first time watches for me. So,
Yeah,
and that rarely happens. I usually,
right.
I watch a lot of movies. So I'm like, oh yeah, I know that one, but you gave me two. I was like, what the heck is that?
I know.
No,
Your cat was like, "What the hell is this?"
what the hell is this one? I haven't even
Yeah,
heard that.
yeah.
Um, I'm a baseball fan and can't stand it.
It's okay, Dell. I'll let that slide.
It's okay. We still
Yeah.
like you, Dell. It's fine. Um, and dude, your action stars list, top notch.
I need to get. I need to watch
He,
them, and I need to
yeah,
do mine.
I was so
I might
happy
do that.
with Dell's. Dell did all women action stars,
Oh fuck!
all 25.
Wow,
I was so impressed with that I did the same thing.
I can't do that.
I
So,
did I did 25 actresses and 25 actors. So I'm going to double it.
oh shit!
And
I'm just mixing mine.
and
I ain't putting
I
that
got
much.
all my things. It's basically just going to rattle them off really fast so I keep it a uh, keep it at a quick pace, but I've got
Did you pull the
actors.
movies out, or are you just gonna?
I'm going to pull the movies out and show them so that and those are the actresses.
I mean, you're gonna pull
So
50 movies.
I'm going to pull
You're
50
gonna put
movies.
50 movies back.
I'm going to have I know, damn it.
That's the only one thing I keep dragging my feet because I don't want to pull them all out and then put them back in. And that's our after dark talk for the night.
Yeah. Cynthia Rock. No, Cynthia Roth. Cynthia Rothrock. I don't think made his list, but and unfortunately, I don't have aside from like Batman, Batman and Batman Return. Well, Batman Returns, where Cynthia Rothrock is actually Catwoman, in for the stunt work. I don't think I have any Cynthia Rothrock movies. I'd have to see, but I did get Zoe Bell because she's one of my favorites. Um, so I got a couple of good female action stars that I think will be a big
I
surprise.
was thinking about some females earlier today at work, and I picked a couple, but I don't know if people will consider them because they're in action movies. They play,
Hmm.
and I think this female did. I'm thinking Blake Lively in Rhythm Section. Was it Rhythm Section?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
I
good
was.
in that
Yeah, I thought about picking her.
because that's not
Or,
bad. She did Savages too with
oh yeah,
Aaron Johnson and all that. So she's done a
yeah,
couple.
I don't know, man. This one's gonna be tough because I do want to
Yeah,
include some women.
say the same thing. Yeah, she didn't, but only because I don't own any of her movies. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't own any of her movies. She has those. I'd like to call them B movies, but they're more like C minuses. Just she does those really cheesy martial arts movies, but she's great. She's a great fighter. She just can't act. We're the beans. So I honestly don't. I don't think I have anything with her in it. I'll check my list, but we're done with our countdown. So that was actually
So
pretty
hey,
good,
we
bro.
won. It's
We did.
126.
We did it. We made it we
Mm-hmm.
made it under the mark.
Yeah, we did. That was our goal was to get under an hour and a half,
Mhm.
and we still had conversation. It wasn't.
Yep. Huh. I have. one movie with Cynthia Rothrock in it. Watch your mouth, Dave. You watch your mouth, Dave. Um, no, I have one movie. I have Above the Law with Cynthia Rothrock, and it's not the Steven Seagal one. It's a different one. So I do have one movie with Cynthia Rothrock.
Funny.
All right, that was a great countdown.
Yeah, it's fun.
When we throw
Quick.
up our outro, it'll have our scores and who won the round.
Mm-hmm.
But to recap really quick before we sign out, our number 12 movie, first one eliminated, was Trouble with the Curve. Number 11 was They Live, also eliminated. Number 10 was Train to Busan. Number 9 was Thunderheart. Number 8 was Training Day. 7 was True Romance. 6 was The Town. 5, A Time to Kill. 4, Tombstone. 3, Taxi Driver. 2, Top Gun Maverick. And number 1, Terminator 2.
Nice.
Awesome job. All right. So next week there will be no lowdown episode because we'll be taking the week off for Thanksgiving. However, we have a special show coming up next Monday on Turner Fan 77's channel. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, to be our first issue. I'm just calling the first issue instead of first episode. We're going to be launching Comic Talk. We're going to be talking. The title is what it is. We're talking comics, man. I'm going to be talking to Dave. I got some questions for him, and then after that, after that first issue following, we're going to try to get people to interview with us, and then we're going to be talking comics, man. He's already got his first storyline he wants to deep dive into, so I'm looking forward to that because it'll be a first time read for me. So yeah, just all comic talk. That's the name. Comic Talk.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, and we're gonna go 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be on the 21st. It will not be on the 4K Lowdowns channel. It'll be on Turner Fan 77's channel. So look it up. It's Turner Fan 77. But I will be on there with him, and we're gonna talk comic books. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I love comic books, so
yeah. And I've been a long time collector of comic books, but I've stopped. I stopped for a while, and I'm just now starting to get back into it because Rich has been wanting to do this show. So now I'm reading comic books again and getting back into it. So I'm looking forward to our first storyline that we're going to talk about.
Me too, because I've never read it. So
because it's one of my favorites. And it's from 2010. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If you guys like comic books, come join us. And if you don't like comic books, come join us anyway.
Join us anyway. We're still going to talk smack and have a great time and laugh and joke. Movie Hunter says, great list, guys. Thanks a lot. Michael says that's going to be fun. Good list, guys. I really like the format a lot. It's definitely getting tighter each week. Yes. We are just under the 1 hour and 30-minute mark and already followed you. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you following Turner Fan. All right, so let's get out of here. I'm going to throw in the outro, and you guys take care. If we don't see you guys, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll be back on the 28th for our next letter, which is F, and we've got our movies picked for that. So we're going to score those on the 28th at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central. So tune in. Until then, I'm out here. You got anything to say, bro?
Nope, that's it, man. You guys take care. Have a blessed week. Remember, be kind to everyone.
Be safe, everybody.